Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we're tackling something absolutely crucial. We're exploring the real underlying architecture of business growth, marketing. Now, if you're navigating today's business landscape, you probably already know marketing is way more than just launching a flashy ad campaign and crossing your fingers. It's really the strategic engine that decides how a product enters the world and, more importantly, how it survives. Our goal today is to completely demystify this. We're going to see how these core fundamentals interact in sophisticated campaigns and why they remain the ultimate driver of a company's survival, even when the market gets a little chaotic. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our clear 4-part roadmap for today's journey. First, we'll cover the core of marketing. Second, why marketing matters. Third, traditional versus digital. And finally, marketing career paths. Part 1. The core of marketing. Defining the foundation. So, let's start by dismantling a pretty common misconception. This idea that marketing is just a single, isolated action, like selling an ad at the very end of a product cycle. No way. Marketing is literally everything a team does to promote a company's brand, products, or services to a target market. It's the whole shebang. Think about a brand like Apple. They don't just sell you a phone. Their marketing dictates that super satisfying unboxing experience, the minimalist store layout, and the whole manufactured exclusivity of their launch events. It touches every single facet of the business. And, the absolute basis of this is having a deep, forensic understanding of exactly who your target audience is and what your major competitors are up to. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the 4 Ps, product, price, place, and promotion, serve as this vital master blueprint. They inform literally all your positioning and messaging. Before a single piece of creative is ever drafted, a solid strategy uses these 4 pillars to map out the entire business model. And they're totally interconnected, kind of like a giant puzzle. If you change just one piece, say you drastically lower your price, well, it forces an immediate shift in the other 3. A lower price might mean you need to change your place, shifting from luxury boutiques to maybe mass market distributors, which then completely alters your promotion strategy. It's all connected. And today, modern marketing definitely isn't just guesswork or intuition. Today's strategies rely heavily on marketing analytics and data. Teams are actually using predictive analytics to anticipate changing consumer needs before the audience even realizes what they want. Data is this proactive weapon to forecast trends, personalize user journeys in real time, and make sure every single dollar spent is optimized for maximum impact. Moving on to part 2, why marketing matters, the business case. So let's talk about tangible value. Why is marketing important? Ask yourself this. If you engineer the greatest piece of technology in the world, but literally nobody knows it exists, do you actually have a business? Probably not. Think about the classic format war of the 1980s between Betamax and VHS. Betamax actually had superior technology and better picture quality, but VHS won the war. Why? Purely because of strategic marketing, accessible pricing, and aggressive distribution alliances. It's a harsh truth, but the best product doesn't always win. The best marketed product does. Companies invest heavily in these strategies for 5 foundational reasons: informing customers, engaging customers, building reputation, boosting sales, and growing the company. It all starts right there at step 1, informing. You have to cut through the deafening noise of a crazy competitive market to clearly state your value proposition. You're not just saying what your product does, you're explaining exactly how it solves a painful problem for the consumer. That clarity, that's how you establish your foothold. But getting that first sale is just the beginning. True engagement turns first-time buyers into long-term customers. Actually, social media is an incredibly good starting place to retarget customers after that initial purchase. Instead of just broadcasting messages at an audience, the most successful brands create spaces where users interact with each other, share their own experiences, and basically take over the marketing themselves. This cultivates an incredibly deep loyalty. And all of this creates a massive compounding effect, a real flywheel. Strategic marketing builds reputation, expands the target market, and organically increases revenue. Your reputation naturally spreads your mission, while targeted techniques like highly focused email campaigns directly boost those sales. Plus, as your reputation grows, your customer acquisition cost, or CAC, actually goes down. People start coming to you organically because they trust you. Lower CAC means higher profit margins, which helps the company thrive and innovate. All right, part 3, traditional versus digital, the tactical worlds. And this brilliantly illustrates the direct dichotomy between traditional offline methods and modern digital channels. We often view these as totally separate worlds, the offline print and event space versus the digital online arena of email, content, social media, and SEO. But the truth is,
The most sophisticated teams don't pick sides. They treat these spheres as interlocking puzzle pieces, blending them perfectly to create an omnipresent brand experience.
Let's break down the traditional side first. We've got print, like newspapers and billboards. We've got events, like seminars and conventions, and telephone outreach for B2B and B2C leads. With everyone experiencing serious digital fatigue these days, traditional methods offer a tactile, premium trust signal. Having high-quality event materials naturally attracts attendees, while real, human-to-human telephone strategies build deep trust through personal connections that you just can't replicate on a screen.
On the flip side, we have our digital methods, which give you absolute precision and massive scale. We're talking email, which is highly scalable with a killer ROI, the rise of content creation like videos, blogs, and podcasts, social media interactions that drive traffic, influencers from big celebrities down to your own advocates and employees, and, of course, SEO. SEO is absolutely crucial because it targets specific user search keywords, connecting marketers to audiences at the exact right moment they're looking for a solution. When you combine these digital tools into a closed-loop ecosystem, the return is just staggering.
And finally, part 4, marketing career paths, finding your fit.
Let's move to and see how this builds into personal opportunities for you. If you're thinking about jumping into this industry, marketing requires immense cognitive diversity. If you really enjoy conducting research and deep analytical rigor, you might want to consider becoming a market research analyst. If writing content is your jam, you'd be a great content marketing specialist. Love cultural trends and social media creativity? Boom, social media manager. If you're more about long-term strategic positioning, look into becoming a brand marketing professional. And if you're a natural leader who enjoys overseeing teams and moving parts, a marketing manager role could be your perfect fit. Every single distinct mindset is critical here.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Marketing is not just advertising. It's the expansive, dynamic toolkit that transforms an abstract vision into a tangible reality. It's the vital bridge between a brilliant innovation and the actual people's lives it will improve. So, I'll leave you with this. Which marketing path will you choose to connect your next big idea with the world? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.